The third edition of the Empower Her Art Forum took place at GEM, the Grand Egyptian Museum, Egypt's gift to the whole world, with artists from all over the globe, from more than 50 countries, coming here showing their creative products and paintings on display. Join us at this special edition of Exclusive from the Grand Egyptian Museum in Cairo. And on the sidelines of this beautiful Empower Her Forum, and a beautiful exhibition here at the Romanian section by Maria, we are honored to have with us Her Excellency Ambassador Olivia Toderean, the Romanian ambassador to Egypt. Your Excellency, thank you so much for joining us here on Nile TV International. I'm very happy that we are meeting in such an amazing, beautiful site that is unparalleled in the whole world while Egypt is preparing for the inauguration of GEM. So it's a beautiful exhibit. We can see the vibrant colors of Maria, the blue and the pink, and you know, those colors are also in advance or the advent of summer are quite very much familiar in celebrating spring. Tell us more about the idea. The idea is beautiful. Empower her through art.
Thank you, Dr. Taghreed, and it's so good to see you again, also the team. I am happy you could make time to come on a Saturday to the Grand Egyptian Museum. You are right, this is really a majestic place and unique in the world, and we are so happy to be today with you, with the persons who are coming, the visitors, in this dilemma, I would say. What is more beautiful and unique, the Grand Egyptian Museum or this exhibition? And of course the Romanian paintings. So the idea that Dr. Ahmed Ghonem, who is really a close friend of the embassy and of many ambassadors in Cairo, to have Empower Her Art Forum brought to Grand Egyptian, last year it was in Namek, now it's in Grand Egyptian, was very, very inspired. And Shireen Badre from Art Today Foundation, the main organizer of this forum, had this amazing idea that you should offer women from around the world. We have 50 countries here, which is Hamsin, if I'm not Hamsin countries, and 200 artists, to give them a special forum where feminine art, feminine inspiration, a certain touch and type of art creation is present only for female artists. So I'm very happy and honored to be here. we worked with Maria Tureanu, the Romanian artist whom we go back a long time ago, for months to be able to put up this exhibition, her booth and her paintings here, supported by Art Today and supported by the Romanian Cultural Institute. And remember when we met on Nile TV for Ramadan, we were talking culture projects. This is one result, and we are happy and very proud. And this art, I think, speaks for itself. Even if you didn't know it's a woman painting, it's so delicate, so feminine, so abstract and beautiful in the same way. I think it will speak to all the Egyptian visitors. And I invite them warmly to see Maria's painting.
And we are honored to have with us Miss Maria Tureanu, the Romanian artist, who threw this beautiful exhibit here at GEM. Maria, thank you so much. It's really beautiful to see those vibrant colors and actually very significant participating at GEM. Is it the first time for you to participate at GEM?
It's my first time. It's an honor to be here. This is a spectacular museum, and I'm very proud to represent Romania this year. People always ask how much time, but it really depends on the colors that you use. So these paintings are made in acrylics, and acrylics usually take a smaller time to dry. So a week or a month, it depends on the inspiration. As it comes, I put design over design, and then the final piece can come out in few days or a month, depending on my mood, actually.
Lovely and beautiful mood, the choice of the colors, and we can see the royal blue, the pink, the flowers. Is it in celebration more of the advent of spring, and how far does it reflect the Romanian culture?
I love these colors, and I resonate with turquoise and indigo, blue indigo. They are my favorite colors, but the themes of the painting are actually universal, because it's not just Romanian, but the symbols, the motifs are archetypes of the whole humanity, and I wanted actually to convey a deeply personal but universal language to everybody who looks at a painting. Everybody can translate it in their own way, but for me it is about femininity and the balance between geometric forms and the organic world, which I love and I resonate a lot, and I believe that everything should be harmonious. And I think it's about connecting the whole humanity with the natural world and the universe and the divinity within all of us.
paintings are wonderful with the vibrant colors that are actually making this sense of optimism overwhelming the place. Empower her through art, and the role of art in empowering, the inspirational role of art in our lives. And I know that through the Cultural Center, Your Excellency is putting this important dimension under your auspices, how to foster women empowerment through art. What can we do in the future?
We can encourage our both governments to look more into art exchanges between Romania and Egypt, and I'm doing my part, and I'm happy that also the Embassy of Egypt in Bucharest is doing its part. In fact, this night we have had the opening of the first 3D emerging Egyptian experience in a museum in Bucharest. So they are not Egyptian artifacts, but by 3D and visual technologies they can experience Egypt. I'm very happy. I congratulate my colleague there. So we can bring the two people closer together and make artists meet, like in occasions like this. It's one thing to talk generally, and it's another thing that Maria here, she meets Egyptian women artists and so on. So art and offering many, many opportunities, supporting them, including financially, of course, is one thing. And the second that's very important is to really bring and make art part of education at every stage in life, from early childhood until the whole life learning, our age and even what. Art should be part of education, because if people are educated to understand the beauty, to understand our culture, I also think, and you know I have this belief, that they will be more peaceful and less prone to be conflictual, to wage wars, and more prone to humanity and the beauty in life. And I think art has a link to peace. And in fact, I'll be in a panel later on, and this is really my key message. Education in art helps peace in time, even if you don't see the benefits tomorrow after tomorrow, but in times you raise generations that are more peaceful and culture lover.
Talking women empowerment in Romania and linking this sense of empowerment through art. How are we empowering women today through art and through culture? Cultural diplomacy is also playing a very important role in that respect, people to people, because when we come here and see those beautiful paintings by you, Maria, so we explore more about the Romanian culture. We know more about the Romanian people.
Yes, art builds bridges. I really think that women expressing themselves is a way of connecting and a way of knowing each other, even though we have cultural differences, but art connects us all. Of course, that also art is a bridge in diplomacy, and also I will be talking today in a panel about art and business, because women can also be empowered by doing business in art as well, and making sure that their vision and their values are being transmitted through their own artful business or creations that can reach others through their established, let's say, trade.
Wonderful to see this sense of inspirational art overwhelming the whole place. And more, Your Excellency, concerning the cooperation. Of course, we do have the National Council of Women here in Egypt and maybe collaborating with its counterpart in Romania to bring about stories of how to inspire women, how to empower women. Not only, of course, through art is magical and is out of this world, but also empowering investment procedures and more between our two countries in the economic field.
That's true. So you can empower, there are programs and policies to empower women in art, but it's very important to empower women generally, including since they are young girls or young women, to offer them an equal chance to education and also offer them special programs to become entrepreneurs. And I would ask, Romania has had a great experience with a program that is called Startup Nation, and the state would offer grants for people that wanted to have a startup, which would be just grants. You never needed to reimburse them. I think you need, because you need to close a gap that's a historical gap, even in Europe, between women and men on the labor force and in the market. You have to have special design programs helping women until they catch up with this gap and until you close this gap. So I would really encourage learning from one other experience into also financing women entrepreneurship.
Ambassador, talking about cultural diplomacy, the role of cultural diplomacy in bringing people closer, and what we're seeing here, Empower Her Through Art, is also a great endeavor that would bring people to people together. So the role of cultural diplomacy and people-to-people relations in our sense of cooperation.
It's really essential, because if just the ministers meet, the government officials meet, it doesn't mean, even if the discussions are very productive and very constructive, there is only a certain limit to this. This is just a political layer. You always need to follow that up and to fill, so to say, this framework of bilateral relations with real things, with concrete things. So Romanian-Egyptian friendship has to be also thousands maybe of friendships between concrete Romanians and concrete Egyptians. And culture is one of these. So now today we have the arts and the paintings context, but you know very well I'm also working on bringing musicians together, bringing filmmakings together. So I think these contexts need to be developed through all types of arts, all types of culture, and also in other things and in other levels. And I am investing a lot of energy into twinning localities, governorates and cities. And I think this another way of bringing people to people contact is to matchmaking, to matchmake governorates and provinces from Romania, which will bring business opportunities, academic opportunities, art opportunities from the local level. We don't always have to look and wait for the top-down approach. This is very familiar in Romania and in Egypt, but there is also the bottom-up approach, in which authorities at the local level, rectors of universities, students, professors meet, have ideas, and you develop a partnership from there. And you know, I'm working both top-down and bottom-up to really amplify these people-to-people connection, because there is really not even the sky is the limit. There is much more that we can do in this people-to-people contact in Romania-Egypt friendship.
we are at GEM, Egypt's gift to the whole world, in anticipation of GEM and in further boosting our relations, bringing more Romanian tourists to explore this beauty that we are actually in the midst and in the core of it right now. Marketing GEM in Romania. And we are anticipating a huge ceremony that is going to bring royals, heads of states, and top-notch officials from around the world. So, GEM in the eyes of Romanians, what would you say?
I think maybe Egyptians would be a bit surprised, or at least I was a bit surprised to already notice that there is a high interest of the Romanian mass media and of the Romanian tourists for the Grand Egyptian, even since October, since we had the soft opening. And of course I took this opportunity and this curiosity of Romanians. You know, we have quite a number of tourists in Egypt, so they already identified the Grand Egyptian Museum as a new destination. I took this opportunity and and I'm still continuing to do this, gave many interviews for the past 2 months in Romania, not so much for Egyptian press, but in Romania, to explain this project, to give some of the characteristics, maybe to have a teaser on the real grand final opening, and already encourage Romanians to not miss Grand Egyptian from their trips to Cairo. And in fact, you may know, I'm sure the Egyptians also follow, this weekend we have presidential elections in Romania, the second round, so next week we will have the next president of Romania, and many tourists from Hurghada are coming to vote, and we encourage, when they contacted the embassy, we encourage them, if you come to Cairo to vote, please stop by the Grand Egyptian Museum. So this is already on their mind, although it's so new to Romania and to the tourists. And I'm picking up on that and really increasing the profile of the Grand Egyptian Museum, because it's one of a kind, really. And I'm always so happy and so inspired when I just entered this, not building, but this complex, really, architectural complex. It's really unique.
GEM is, I think, the most spectacular museum in the world now, and I know that Egypt has such a great heritage in terms of art and culture, and we've been studying, I think everybody has studied Egyptian history, and everybody knows about the great pharaohs, and it's inspiring not for the artists, but I think for the whole world, because art back then was such a great part of that civilization, and still is. And I'm happy that I'm here to feel it, to live it, and to be also inspired when I will go and visit Luxor and the temples and the colors and how they blend. Since thousands of years ago, they are still accurate, and they are still present with us.
Being an artist, it makes you like have an eye opener, opens eyes on life in a different way. Sometimes when you need like to draw a painting, you can see it from different dimensions. Maybe the idea comes up and pops up later on. However, many qualities that one would actually get inspired, and being an artist adds to your character, your personality. What did it add to you?
For me, it's just a red line with everything I do. So art is just a part of myself, but it is from my personality, and you can see that it shines through every artwork. And of course that art enriches the way we communicate, and it enriches the way we see the world and how we feel. Actually, it's all about emotions, and I think an artist has developed sense of expressing more than maybe the regular people. And of course when we travel and when we see all these different wonders and cultures, we take it inside of us, and then inspiration comes later, and it translates back into the art we give to the world.
A final message that you would love to direct from GEM, maybe to fellow Romanians watching us right now, what would you say?
That I'm honored to represent them here, and I invite them all to visit Egypt and GEM, of course, but to discover all the varieties and the culture, the different cultures. And I hope that because of this, we create more bridges in the long run.
Definitely, we wish...
Creativity.
Sure. Creativity binds us.
Yes, yes. Everybody has creativity, and this is what really connects us all.
Empowering women through art all over the globe. This is where creativity meets. Creativity meets here at GEM, sending messages from Egypt, from GEM, from the cradle of civilization to all the whole world. Artists came from all over the globe in order to portray here and manifest those beautiful paintings and send those messages that through art we can meet. Art is a real bond among nations, and also highlighting the role of cultural diplomacy in bringing people together. That was this edition of Exclusive. Join us on another edition next week.